Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video with me, Kawazi. We are here today to play Orzhov Want to Die. I don't have a good name for this deck. Want to Die, dies. There's lots of dies triggers happening. The reason we're playing this deck today is there's been one or two, a sprinkle of comments in some of my YouTube videos recently insinuating that decks that I make aren't good. Now, some of those decks aren't very good. I will accept that, but that is not because I can't make good decks. That is because you can't only make good decks as a content creator. You are forced to play things that are interesting or that are exciting, but that doesn't mean that we can't make good decks on this channel. So that's what we're setting out to try and prove today, that we can make good decks. And we're going to use Orzhov because we haven't played it for a little while, and I think it's a bit of a fun, interesting deck, although it doesn't use any new cards. And I think we played something like this a bit similar to this a little while back, but hey, we want to play something good, and this one I've been like tweaking now a little bit to try and get it good for you guys. So we are playing for Cursebound Witch. Now Cursebound Witch is the 1/2 human warlock. When it dies, draft a card from Cursebound Witch's spellbook. So the spellbook in it has half trash, half good stuff, I would say. So let's just quickly whiz through and I'll say what's good and what's bad. This is the only card in there that is average. This is brilliant. 2 black and a white and a 1 for creatures of the creature type of your choice. Get -3/-3 end of turn. Like, what an anti-soldiers card. Like, what an anti-mono red card where everything is a human. What an anti-Phyrexian card. Like, this is a lovely card. Witch's Oven, no good in this deck. No good. No good. This is good in this deck. This is a 3-costing curse enchant player. As this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. Now, I used to have a friend who used to play Curse deck, and I tell you what, curses are horrible. Having one of these things attached to you, just draining your life, and if you don't cast a spell back, it turns into a 4/4 lifelinker, right? That is a nice card, especially against control decks. Familiar can be good as cannon fodder in the deck. Same for the cat. No. This is nice. 7-costing curse again. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If the player can't, they lose 5 life. Wow, nice little drainer. This is also a nice little drainer curse, and another draining curse. Wow, this witch, yeah, she's quite curse filled. We're running 2 cut down. Now this is an instant. Destroy target creature with total power or toughness 5 or less. I don't know if you've heard of this card. I'm just kidding. Of course you've heard of this card. This is everywhere. But you need them in Alchemy. There's too many low-curve creature decks around that could beat you to death, even against this kind of low-curve deck. So we're running 2 of these. Just to pile up our removal. Here, we're running 3 Go with the Throats for the bigger things, 3 Rite of Oblivion, again for the bigger things, but also for the non-land permanents. So this can help us remove things that are not creatures. It has flashback, so it's like 6 spells in 1 almost, although they are quite expensive for 4, obviously, especially since we have to sacrifice a non-land permanent ourselves. Oh no, I hear you cry. Well, we can sacrifice our witch, we can sacrifice the creatures out of here, we can sacrifice the Sanguine Brushstroke, we can sacrifice the blood token we get out of Sanguine Brushstroke, we can sacrifice the tokens from Wedding Announcement, and last but not least, we can sacrifice the Demonic Pact out of Graven Archfiend, which we'll come to later. There are lots of things we can sacrifice, this won't be a problem for us. Meathook Massacre ×3. Now this card, I don't know where it's gone. This card was there, everyone was complaining how broken it is, how ridiculous it is. They did nerf it in Alchemy, so it doesn't give us life anymore, but all we really care about in this deck is the dies trigger. When it enters the battlefield, each creature gets -6/-6 until end of turn. Now, obviously it kills our own creatures, but we want it to. We want our creatures dying in this deck, and that is because the way that we're winning, our main win con of the deck, is to get rid of our own creatures, hence the name of the deck. Why do we want our creatures to die? Well, not only do some of them have their own dies triggers, like Cursebound Witch, but we are running these 3 cards. One of which is Meathook Massacre. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. Sanguine Brushstroke, which gives you, for the cost of 3, a 2-cost creature, which is a Blood Artist. Whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And we have Elas il-Kor, the Sadistic Pilgrim. For white and a black, it's 2/2 Death Touch. It is legendary. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. That's nice because it helps us against mono red, but it's not the main purpose. The main purpose is whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So we've got 3 different triggers, each of which are going to drain our opponent when our creatures die. I mean, Blood Artist works on our opponent's creatures as well. So what we need is an endless supply of creatures. And how are we going to achieve an endless supply of creatures? Well, we have 3 copies of Xander's Wake. So this is the 1 and a black enchantment. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control die, draft a card from Xander's Wake spellbook. This ability triggers only once each turn. It would have to do that, otherwise it would be cracked. Now in this, I'm not going to go through it, is 15 different creatures that we can draft, of which they're not brilliant, but they are creatures, and that's all that we really care about. Because we're going to be killing our own creatures, or our opponent's going to be killing our creatures. And when they do, we want to be able to get creatures back, and that is exactly what this card does. We will always have a creature, as long as our creatures don't get countered, as long as we have a Xander's Wake on the battlefield and have played at least 1 creature. So we can sacrifice our creature to Rite of Oblivion. We'll then draft a new one from Xander's Wake. We can then play that creature, and we can then flash back Rite of Oblivion, sacrifice that creature, draft another creature. It's just an ongoing value engine, and that is what this is in the deck for. We also have 4 copies of Wedding Announcement, and that is because this on itself creates 3 1/1 tokens, assuming we're not drawing with it, and if we're drawing, and that's the worst of our problems, well, great. But also, it can buff our creatures. Now, if our main win con is that our creatures die to damage our opponent, we do need a bit of a secondary win con, because if our opponent just refuses to block our creatures, for example, they're not going to die so often. And that is where Wedding Announcement comes in. Creatures you control get +1/+1. If we've got lots of little creatures around and they all get buffed, all of a sudden our opponent has to start blocking those creatures. So Wedding Announcement, very key in the deck. Things that are slightly less key in the deck are these 2, so I'll come back to those at the end, but kind of the pièce de résistance of the deck is the Graven Archfiend. So this is the 5 costing 4/5 artifact creature gargoyle demon. It has, as an additional cost to cast this, you may sacrifice a non-demon creature, so 1 more way of us sacking our own creatures. It has flying, which is wonderful, especially paired with Wedding Announcement. You know, this can be a 5/6 flyer for 5, which is pretty damn good. And then when it enters the battlefield, if its additional cost is paid, which it will be, conjure a card named Demonic Pact onto the battlefield. So Demonic Pact is a mythic 4-costing card in its own right, effectively meaning that the Archfiend costs us 1, which is pretty nice. Demonic Pact is, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Demonic Pact deals 4 damage to any target and you gain 4 life. Very nice. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Very nice. Draw 2 cards. Very nice. You lose the game. Not so nice. Obviously, the idea is that we will never choose you lose the game. We're going to choose the 3 modes we want. We're then going to sacrifice this Demonic Pact either to Rite of Oblivion or to Braids. So we've got 5 different sack outlets for this card, and given that it itself allows us to draw 2 cards, and we have lots of other draw effects in the deck, I am confident that we will be very unlikely to end up in a position where we play this, get the Demonic Pact, and then can't get rid of it before we lose the game. It could happen, but it's unlikely. If we do ever find that happens, what I would probably do is this. I don't want to do that because I like the instant speed removal, but that's what I feel I would do, just to tweak it even more in the favour of being able to remove it. So, onto the edge case cards. We've got the Braids. Braids isn't that edge case, it's a 3/3 nightmare that allows us to basically sack a card and force our opponent to sack one if they want to. If they don't, they lose life and we draw, which is also good for us. So the nice thing about Braids in this deck is that we'll have lots of creatures to sack because of Xander's Wake, because of the Witch, but also we're going to have unusual things to sack. So if we want to force the opponent to let us draw, we could sack the Blood token from Brushstroke. We could sack the Brushstroke itself, which is an enchantment. So we can sacrifice artifacts, we can sacrifice enchantments, to try and find something our opponent can't sacrifice if we want to. And then Lae'zel, the Githyanki warrior, featured in our Angel Fire Ignition deck recently. This is a legendary creature 2/4 Gith warrior. Double strike, specialize 1. When you cast this, it basically gains something that means it can't be targeted once. The reason we're running Lae'zel is A, is a broken card, but B, because of the black specialization. When this creature enters the battlefield or specializes, return up to 2 target creature cards with total mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Bringing back creatures to give us more fodder is wonderful, especially since we have these 2, which is the Cursebound Witch for 1 and Elas il-Kor for 2. So if let's say that we have a Elas il-Kor on the battlefield, we can discard a Cursebound Witch, bring back a Cursebound Witch, we could sack Elas il-Kor to a Rite of Oblivion, discard Cursebound Witch, and then bring both back, for example. So we can actually bring back 2 different creatures with this ability. It is slightly situational, hence why we're running 2, but it has been good in the deck. Just to quickly go over lands, 24 lands, The only sort of spicy land in here is Blast Zone. Blast Zone can actually be hilarious in this deck. It's a little unusual, and it can be annoying if it ruins your colours. For example, we've got a few double black cards, Braids, Brushstroke, this, and these are black-white cards. So we've got to be a bit careful, and that's why we're only running one. But being able to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value up to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone can be a right little nice way of finishing the game. If we have a whole bunch of wedding announcement tokens down, Cursebound Witch or two, no way of destroying them, but we have any of these triggers out, destroying all of our own 1-drops and doing loads of damage to our opponent can just be what we need in a land. We're only running 2 Raffine's Tower, because I kind of realised that if we're going first and we play Forsaken Crossroads tapped, I just didn't really want 8 tap lands in the deck, so we're just keeping it at 6. Especially with the chance of these being tapped, at the start as well. I just don't want too many tap lands because we need to curl out a little bit with this deck, especially with the meta how it is. That is the deck. We're going to have a load of games today. We can't really test in Mythic because it's only the 2nd of April today, so we're still grinding our way back up. But we will be playing against effectively Mythic players for that reason in Platinum. So let's have some games, see how we get on. I hope you enjoy. Alright, let's get some value from our Orzhov, shall we? Rumby. This is fun. This is good. We have got our Blast Zone when we don't want it, but considering straight off the bat. Fine. Let's put this on black. Let's untap and let's get our witch down. We don't really need to play something on turn 2, so we'll just go this. Try and play another witch. Alright, no counters. Nothing with the 2 blue. Okay, there is something with the 3 blue though. The Oracle of the Alpha. Let's draw. Bang bang. One of these. Cool. Alright, we got the lands we need. Black Lotus off the top. Of course they got Black Lotus off the top. What are you going to do with all this mana? More oracles, yeah. We want Elas and we want Rite, maybe. Pay nothing. Draw 3 and discard an artifact. Come on, what are you doing? I think this was such a good invention, this card, in terms of getting people to be able to play with Power 9. It's just fun, isn't it? What was this? Cosmic Epiphany. Scry 1, that's nice. Okay, so let's do... Oh. Didn't realise that we only had 1 white. That's okay though, I think I still would have done the same. Okay, that gives them black. I wonder, like, is this a Rusco deck? No, it's mono blue, it looks like. Unlikely to have 3 islands otherwise. What's the end game for this deck? Maybe it's Djinn deck, I guess. Haughty Djinn. I love being right. Lots of scrying. Ding ding. Bottom. What about that one? Top. Well, that could be useful in a bit. For now, we'll do this one. Guess we just need the fodder at the moment. And we'll take the card. That's good. Got our Archfiend. A little bit of Dr. Pepper. Their second Black Lotus. Yeah. Displace a kitten. Has got to go. Has got to go. Well, that's pretty good for them. Okay. We've got basically the same hand back, or quite similar. Well, good job we're not trying to mill them. Okay, endless turns. They're gonna have a way to cycle this. Maybe a the dude that comes in and out and gives you a card. Can't remember his name. At least every turn they start, we get 1 life damage. There's a Djinn. Thirst for knowledge. Yeah, another whole set of power 9. We got a lot of power 9 in there. Hopefully they didn't get another time walk. God, it's a good job I didn't really enjoy playing this game. I'm just here as a spectator. If we ever let them have another turn, they'll have so much mana. The thing is, surely they're just... Well, yeah, I guess it just prolongs. It increases their chance of drawing a Mox, which then just lets them keep bouncing the Oracle. Yeah. So they've still got 4 mana, but I'm guessing they can't do anything with it. Okay, so we're gonna board wipe. So we'll attack with this. Okay. Oh, we don't have the Meathook in our hand anymore. What a moron. So let's get this. Let's try and get rid of the Displacer Kitten, because that's causing us all the problems. And let's see if they've got a way of getting infinite turns. Now that they've lost their kitten... Oh god. At least that doesn't bounce anything anymore. And their chance of finding the thing that gives them more turns is low. Because they're going to have just 3,000 Moxes in their graveyard. Okay, so we need to win. So have we got a way of winning here? So we can do... We could double right, but that doesn't win us the game. We can Archfiend. We could do this one right. I guess that's close. So if we then do this on here for this blood, that's worth 2. We then attack. Whatever they block cost them 2 life. And then they're going to lose 1 at the start of their turn due to the curse. And then I think we win. Unless they can gain life. Because they can't kill me with that on the stack. All that faffing about to lose. Don't do it, boys and girls. Don't do it. Alright. Time to take on Elas Norn. It's a very different hand from last time, but I quite like it. Pardon me. Ooh, mono red, eh? BB Face Gamer, not mono red. Hey, racketeer, boss. You don't see those every day. Let's just kill that, I think. Or whatever else they could have with haste. They don't like this ramp that's going down. It's rampy ramp. Rampy ramp. Rahilda, okay. Not ideal, but at least we can play something that means they only get to look at 1 card of ours, and then we'll have Lae'zel ready for fun. Guess I could have just Eiganjo'd this, but it would have flipped a Knight. Night Stone and the Weak Stone. Are they going to kill the Blood Artist? Yeah, fair enough. What did you find of mine? Meathook Massacre. Meathook is nice. We'll be doing Lae'zel, I think. Thankfully they can't play Meathook with Mightstone and Weakstone. Rugged Highlands. Another Innkeeper. I wonder if this is life gains going anywhere. This is a wild set of stuff. No. Okay. I guess that passing is the right move. I kind of want to be able to put one drop in my graveyard if possible. Ding ding, yeah. I mean, we'll just kill the Disciple. Take 2. And then we'll kill Rahilda in their turn. Now their board looks less threatening. Okay. Do we want to bring back our Blood Artist? Do we want to blood this away? Do we want to play this? I kind of want to find a creature. And I don't feel like we need the Eiganjo. That's not a creature. But no. Then we'll just play both of these, I think. Got quite a bit of a life total to get through, so let's attack. We can block with this because we're going to get 2 creatures out of the back of it. I know they get a card, but I'm happy with that trade. We'll just exponentially grow in creatures. And they're out cards. Back up to 27 life, but they didn't even want to attack. We'll keep scrying. Gosh, we're going through some lands. No. Interesting. They must have a big thing at the end of this. I mean, you wouldn't be playing with all these rampy cards if there wasn't a big creature at the end. Why are we... What's happening here? 3, 9, 9, 10 lands in 18. Okay. Yeah. Bing bing. Kill your own Reholder. So guess we just want the expensive thing there. And here. Braids, that's good. That could be good with the Xander's Wake. Start sacking creatures. Oof, got loads of options now. No. We'll sack that. Ding, ding. Right. Yeah. Good. That's what we're looking for. We'll take 2 of those. Mirror box. What? It's for Reholders? It's the only legend we've seen so far. Okay, we'll go with this. And then with this. We're going to draw so many cards that this should be fine. I just mean the fact that we're going to get the what do you call it? The demonic pact. No way of getting rid of it, which is always slightly nerve-wracking, but we'll find one. And we'll sack the witch. Alright. Well, we've filled our hand up again. This really is value deck. Just trying to play through it as quick as we can. Let's just get that out of the way, I suppose. Okay. Cruel Reality. Well, not that. They can block this. We'll get in for a ton. I guess we'll do Blade Juggler. And oh, I guess yeah, with Braids we can sack this too. That's cool. If they sack their Circuit Mender, then they're going to take 5 damage from the Cruel Reality. Doesn't matter really, I suppose, at this point. I think we might be winning. Yeah, we got our hand back up to 7 cards by the end, and our life nearly back up to 20. That is I'm actually impressed with how well that performed. Did I have fun? I look like I had fun, so I have to say yes. Alright. This has got a nice smooth curve to it. Although we can't actually play the 1, 2, 3 with this current land setup. I'm thinking that this type of deck is probably the best thing around in Alchemy at the moment. I haven't tried the Anvil deck just because it's so boring. Anvil, Crucius, and Atraxa Reanimation. It's probably good. But it's just a bit dull. And also, you could never play it best of 3 due to graveyard hate. This could survive best of 3. It does rely a little bit on enchantments, which are counterable. But otherwise it's pretty strong. Get this in so we can maximize any life gain from Wedding Announcement. Good blocker for the fetchling. This is probably just a classic toxic deck. Yeah. Annoyingly, that is an artifact. Again, a good blocker for the fetchling, but they could keep clearing the way. The trick with this deck is just not letting them really get above like 5 toxic. I feel like once they get to that point, you really are at risk of like them just tipping you over the edge before you can kill them. Skrelv is a bit brutal, but at least we do have 2 colours of creatures. You can attack with the fetchling, eh? Guess they could have a buff for it. Not sure why you'd want to just suicide it, but maybe you would. Who knows when you're playing against the Jester? They could take any kind of line. The Floki of the Magic the Gathering world, Mr. Jester. 2. Floki's a Vikings reference. If anyone hasn't watched Vikings on Amazon, I highly recommend it. Good, something we can kill with our go for the throat, because we were running out of targets a little bit. So let's put this on white. Lae'zel, it should be pretty good here. This is our blocker, and I'm going to do this now because of Skrelv. Skrelv could protect it. So we've got 1 black and 1 white creature, so they can't just use protection from Skrelv to get through. It's looking pretty good. That's fine. I don't mind just blocking like this, rather than take 2 toxic for sure. So I'm tempted that we do this. Just so we've still got a white creature around. There's no point specialising this right now. Oh, we were going to get a white creature anyway. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Bit silly. Probably a mistake by me. Lesson learned about the facing against Skrelv with Wedding Announcement. Isn't that one of the beautiful things about this game? It's so hard to think of all the different lines, especially when you're trying to play quite quickly, like I am always trying to do. I hate slow games. I mean, yeah. Ugh. Phyrexian might, Cleric Phyrexian, and that is currently an elephant, but it will be a Phyrexian druid. So maybe this and name Phyrexian is good. So like this. I should have attacked first because they probably would have blocked in fairness as well. We'll get in for 6. So we can get the witch back, but it's worth trying to put something else in the graveyard first. At the moment our cleric is exiled. That was again a mistake. I should have specialised this white using that. There's a couple of times I've made pointless mistakes now. We'll get in. Sacrifice that dude. And then Archfiend is here. 5/6 thanks to this. See, yeah, I mean, this deck is good because I've made 2 pretty, I mean, not massive mistakes, but not tiny mistakes. And yet, this is still a comfortable win. GG. Let's try again. Next one was a quick one. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3 again, and we can actually do it this time. So this looks pretty good. Also, starting with 4 lands is quite nice with this deck because you can struggle with the lands. We will untap this just so we're not paying life pointlessly. Cool islands. I like this. God, I had such a mad leg day in the gym, and I am now struggling like hell. Like even moving around in my desk chair is like pain. They've actually got an impulse, unlike the last player, so this is more of a classic Haughty Djinn deck, I would guess. Which means the wedding announcement is almost certainly not going to resolve, but we've got to start jamming stuff and getting their hand down. Can't just let them keep selecting stuff, so let's get started. If it does resolve, then they know they're in trouble. Don't have impulse as well. No. Good. Alright, we'll attack first. Yeah, I think we prefer Braids here. Digging for another spell pierce. Or they might already have one. Yay! Wedding announcement is ours. Let's get some immediate value. So they've got 4 spells in there. Oracle of the Alpha, whatever. So, let's go for one of these. Give them something nice and juicy to counter. Because I want this Braids. This Braids is going to be value engine for us. Yeah, they've countered that. Let's get one of those. It's going to be draw a card and they lose 2 life every turn. Or they have bad news happen to them. Which is sack a creature every turn. Yeah, they want to get rid of that. I thought they might. Sadly, with mono blue, you can't permanently get rid of anything. Terror, whatever. They're down to 2. So, they know we have Braids now. That is no surprise. So what is the play? Do we Braids and then go for the throat on the Oracle? They need a hard counter because we've got 3 mana open. They have got 1. Okay. I think we just do the curse then to be as mana efficient as possible. If they counter that, they're out of cards. Obviously no attacks. So if they don't play anything during our turn, we get a 4/4 lifelink, which will be a 5/5 lifelink due to this. Which will be pretty vicious for them. They really can't handle too much lifelink on our side of the board. We're not blocking. Like seeing scry to the bottom. That is always a good thing if your opponent scries to the bottom. Okay. I'll be attacking. See what happens. My 5/5 looks like he might be getting targeted, but only if they've got something. Yeah, okay. So, I think it's time for one of these. Gotta hope this is not countered. Ouch. They're top decking well. They are scrying once, so it's not that surprising, but they've been scrying to the bottom. Still top decking well. Okay. So we have 6. So 1 and 5, it's this and this. Let's try playing this. I don't think we want to attack either way. I could play this actually and go for the throat. Kill the Oracle, because this scrying every turn is painful for me. Let's do it now before they have a chance to draw anything else. They've got the hard counter again. Brutal. Thank God we've still got the Rite of Oblivion in the graveyard. So we can get rid of that Djinn. Once a top. I'm not messing about getting rid of that. That's probably best in the long run. We can actually get rid of the Oracle as well. They scried to top, so that means they've got it. This must be a bounce. So we're not triple blocking. If they counter it, fine. If they don't, they lose. Once it's on the battlefield, they're fucked. GG. No point attacking, even though we're pretty safe, because we've got another token coming in. You've got to sack your Terror. There's nothing with haste in mono blue. What are the odds? 2 mono blue decks, very different ones. You have to sack. I think people always think this might be a choice, but no. Oh, we might have salty mono blue. Salty mono blue is the best mono blue. Come on, dude. You disconnected? Dude. Plug your dial-up back in. Get your keyboard from outside, from where you have thrown it. There we go. I've got 2 cards, but I don't know what they could do that would do 3 damage to us. Nope. Oh, that feels good to beat mono blue. Oh, and we leveled up. That does feel good. Alright. We've done 4 in a row. Can we do 5? Taking 20. Fine. It's not got the bang of last game, but it's probably reliable enough. What colour are we playing? I'm too used to playing against mono blue now. If they can destroy my stuff, I'm going to not know what to do. These are cool. Red, white probably means Xander's Wake first. Just because if this gets shot, I want value from it. Citizen's Crowbar. Wow. Straight for the Xander's Wake. Still, it's pay 3, destroy enchantment or artifact. It's not... I guess it's nice. No, I don't know why you'd play this. I'm a bit lost. I guess it gives you a creature and an enchantment destroy. No. Because you have to tap and then sack to get rid. Oh, it's. I see. It's because it's an. It's because it's equipment. That makes some sense. We want to get rid of Kembaka, so let's attack. Offer the trade. They don't take it. We'll Meathook. Get rid of their creatures, and then we draft a card for our one. I guess this. Yeah, in for 1. Another crowbar. I think we're gonna play the War Chief. I want something that's not, yeah, something that we can build up some value with. If they do sack a crowbar and kill the Wake, we look quite weak, so we want something that puts us ahead again. Now they could kill the War Chief, but at least they've focused their attention somewhere else, and then we get something out of the Wake. It's threatening enough that they have to focus it, I think. Yeah. If they were going to kill the Wake, they should have done it before they did that, though. It's nice to still have this Meathook in our back pocket. Like, I want them to develop the board a little bit, but... yeah, they've realised that's what they should have done. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll take this. It's not brilliant. So, this is a bit of a concern, but I guess it's not if we have this. I think we'll keep the tower because we can cycle it. Because we don't really need the land. 6 is plenty for this deck. This gives no stats, right? Yeah, just the ability to seek cards and trample. But trample is not causing us a problem. Maybe the Witch will give us a nice Cruel Reality or whatever it's called. That seemed to win us the last game. Guess 6 lands isn't enough if you want to play that. Yeah. But then you have to sack the equipment itself, which I've always found a bit annoying about the crowbar. Okay, we'll swing. Then we'll play this, and then we'll cycle this. In fact, we can cycle this now. Just so we're not holding priority pointlessly. Okay, we might as well scry and see if we can find something non-land. I said non-land, non-land. What's with all the land? We've only got a 35% chance of topping land. Well, less than that, because Untapped doesn't realise about the one on the bottom. That's slightly annoying. It's non-land. Well, we can chump indefinitely for now. But, well, we can't, I suppose. This gives trample. They give this trample. We're going to have to Meathook away all this stuff. Let's block this 4. Guess we could have double blocked this for Meathook's sake, but... Ooh, Witch's Vengeance. For fuck's sake. I'm just going to take it because I can't see what's going on. Rebel, Warrior, Rebel. Let's just do this for 4 for now. Doesn't matter which one. They've got a whole ton of equipment to stick on this rabbit. And they're going to keep drafting out of here forever, which is frustrating. Look how much land we have though. God, we are not getting good choices, are we? Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you may pay 3. Create a copy that's a token of that. Bit of a mission to get there, eh? I mean, technically they're lower life than we are, but they've definitely got a bit more power on the board. Ugh, give that. Yeah, that's nice. Can equip that and the axe. I'd have just put them both on the battery. The cleaver and the other thing. Okay, at least we can trade now. But they will still draw a seek a 2 costing thing. Land? Really? This is one... I guess Blast Zone is the way to go. I just don't want any more land. I've already got 9 in my top 17, and there's one on the bottom. What is this? Whenever it attacks, creatures of power 1 or less can't block this turn. Oh no. 9, this could be big. This could kill us. They got nothing that gives trample anymore. But they could easily have something in their hand. GG. God, beaten by equipment. I mean, it's the flood. I just do not understand how we flooded so hard, but gotta lose some. Alright? Let's see if we can get back to our winning ways. Fine. Not the best, not the worst. We haven't seen much red again. Mono red is dying off in Alchemy, seriously. We'll have to check the stats at the end. But I am surprised. I am surprised. Not more equipment. So, seems to be our Achilles heel. Ah, samurais. No, because we might want to kill whatever they play for 3. And I don't want to give them free damage. Samurai's dangerous, man. Also, in my head, like, if I don't attack, it implies I don't have anything. You know, like, if I attack, it's obvious that I've got something like a, you know, destroy a spell because I'm leaving myself open. When I've got a good blocker like this, if I leave it back, it might imply that I don't have one. This is important to get rid of. Because, yeah, can give something else lifelink and indestructible. You can't block that. It's not even a good blocker. I'm just talking absolute rubbish. Now it's a good blocker. A 1-1 and a 1-2. Basically, Meathook's gonna cripple the samurais. That's the plan. We just gotta let them empty their hand onto the board a little bit. You're going to get another combat step, but that's not going to help you. Having a Storm's Edge is pretty cool. 4/4 first strike. Yeah, you couldn't really have come sooner. Well done, Lae'zel. So if we block with the Witch, get it in the graveyard. Guess that the only 2-drop we have is an Elas, so we can't really make the most of getting both things back very often. Kind of need some of the Juggernaut Peddler. That's also a big, you know, potential inclusion in this deck. For a bit more disruption. I think it would definitely be in the sideboard. It's nice against control. So this is if you attack alone you get a combat phase, yeah, so they could attack twice with a 4/4 first strike. Wedding announcement? Yeah, okay. This one, I mean. We'll get that dead. And then we'll let the 4 through, probably. Yeah. So we can specialize black with this. And then this can go on black, but scry. That is what we need. And then Brushstroke or Leeches? Brushstroke. No attacks. We've got a good blocker for Ryu now. As far as I can remember, there's no samurai that gives another samurai trample. There is the one that has trample built into it, but it doesn't have first strike. So it would die pretty horrendously to Lae'zel. And we're not that low anyway, but I'm just trying to think through potential unexpected ways of us dying. I would love to kill this with a a Rite of Oblivion. I would love it. That would make my day to kill this borrowed time and get a wedding announcement back. Lae'zel is just ridiculous. They're like, I can't do anything about that, and they are right. So we will sack this. We will get ourselves the Demonic Pact, and we will win with it. Let's just take... Let's take the Cauldron, in case we really need to start digging for removal for our Demonic Pact. I mean, Demonic Pact itself can get rid of Ryu, the Storm's Edge, can make them discard most of their hand. Let's see what you got. Borrowed time again. Gonna do it on the Pact? Yeah. Don't blame you. Where are my rights? It's not one. But if we do it on 3, it will get rid of only our Brushstroke and get rid of 2 borrowed times. Let's put the curse on them. Can swing with this, get a bit of damage in. We can't afford to tap this for no, to put counters on it, so we'll just play the Cauldron. And then we can sack and kill this human. Ping! Get rid of this. Good, we got a blood for this land. It's a 4/4. I mean, we didn't have to blood it. We could just put 1 counter on the blast zone and move towards... but this is a 3-drop now. Let's blood the land. Because if we get a 2-drop, this will flip back, which is kind of what we want. Oh, bit lucky. Got to attach the curse, weirdly. 1 card that doesn't just auto-target the player. Because you could target yourself, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. This is just grinding them into the ground. That Lae'zel, what a stabilizer, man. What a card. Can't even target it. Otherwise we just get a witch back and we keep the Lae'zel. Unless you target it twice. But you need to do it with something that like flat destroys, which for you is just this. It's probably like Molten Impacts. Doesn't kill this, doesn't kill this. Or Method's Enthusiasm. Oh man, I'm like a mind reader. Yeah, okay. What did they do that to? Another one. You can't have 2 of them. Okay. GG. Bing, bing, bing. That didn't even... That felt horrible a bit. Because, like, they were like, on a little roll and then just brick-walled against Lae'zel. Alright, Al the Break, man. Dressed up in your nice dinosaur costume. This is a bit of a turd hand. Depends what we're against. We haven't got the double black. This, I could regret keeping this. Mono red, yeah, it's always gonna be mono red. We've got the second black, which might rescue this against red. Lae'zel is just so good against red. I was just saying we haven't seen it. This is gonna get off. Like, it's mono red, like with all their right opening stuff. Gosh. We might have to block the outcasts. No, I guess not. Well, we're not going to get the chance. But Rebel Salvo. Equipment mono red. Okay. This is better than the Brushstroke. Because it's a good blocker for outcasts, which the Blood Artist is not. And it's going to keep delivering us blockers. The Wedding Announcement is good against red. Just the value, if you can survive. Yeah, we'll definitely take that kill. It's a bit brutal. Just means hopefully we can't be the thing where they steal your creature. That doesn't work on Lae'zel. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. Just do it. You put your 1-0 on the chick. Yeah. That is the smart move. So what we want to do is get back our Elas il-Kor, and we then want to get a Blood Artist. That gives us a little bit of life. That gives us a bit more life. Everything gets bigger. We can then get more life when things die and get rid of this chick later. All of a sudden we've got this huge board. Bloody damage in the air. So this is 3. I mean, if they could do 4, if they got 2 play with fires, no, they haven't. That's a bit annoying. Just got that back. Ugh. These Phoenix chicks. So I think we want to use this blood. I think rather than use it with right. Just to see what we can find. That sort of... Ugh. The problem with playing this is if they have a traumatic prank, we're so dead. So if we sack a creature, that'll put us on 6. So they should prank this. They hit us for 5, and then we take 1 damage and we die. They hit us for 6, so yeah, we did anyway. We can't play that right now. So we're gonna do this. We're so close to dead. They probably haven't even got a prank. And I think I'm now going to be desperate enough that I have to play the Archfiend anyway. So that gives us 1 life back. And then if we survive a turn, this can give us 4 life back. And get rid of the Stormseeker. But if we get traumatic pranked, we're just fucked. I mean, they probably would have pranked the Lae'zel already, I suppose, because it's lost its ability. Or pranked the Blood Artist and attacked with everything, or they probably would have pranked already. Just let me live. That's passable. we have to block, so even if they can kill the Archfiend, that doesn't matter. We've only got 2 health. If we survive till our turn, we're going to get 4 life back. Put us on 6. What's happening, Al the Breakman? Okay, let's give this a go on here. Puts us on 7, actually. And then we've got another Rite of Oblivion. So let's do this. Come on. Alright. Kurausu. God. This is a nice hand. Although, if we had the 1-drop, we'd be laughing. Because we'd black. Yeah, but beggars can't be choosers. Kurausu. Why can I not read this word? I don't answer that question about how moronic I am. Blue-white. Yuck. Let's hope it's soldiers and not control, please. Don't be control. Bant? Clement? It's not control. Look, we're enchantment tribal. What? We've got 4 different enchantments. Have we got any more enchantments in our deck? I don't think so. Just got 1 of each of our enchantments. No. No, you can have that 2 damage. Disciplined Duelist. Okay, we're gonna say absolutely not to that. And I'm gonna go as far as saying shield counters aren't gonna do you great. Because we got exile, we got minus. It is shield counter tribal. Okay. Blade Juggler. Beginning of each combat gets 1/1 for each shield counter among creatures you control. Okay. Are you also going to be playing Brokers, whatever it's called? No, more Spara's Bodyguard. I wanted to make a deck around this, but it looked too rubbish. This has to be playing Broker's Ascendancy. It would be a crime if it isn't. Yeah, okay. I think it's next turn. Yeah, okay. We can get a card out of the thing. We can get another white, why not? No, we don't want more of that. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This next time will be 7. Oh, this is why I was thinking we could have, if I'd have played the untapped land, we could have got rid of all this. Let's just play this anyway. Boop. Nope. Okay. So this, I believe each combat, it gets 1/1 until end of turn for each shield counter among other creatures you control. This is rubbish. I mean, yeah, it is shield counter tribal, but yeah, I suppose that this one gets to be a 6/6, which is pretty good. So we got a 5/5, so we just need to -4, and we're pretty good, and that's going to end the game, I would guess. Yeah. I'm afraid the shield counters are not as good as they look. GG. Okay. Big breaths. Alright. Alright. This might have to be the last one. I can't even hold it together anymore with all these usernames that people have in Arena. I can't do it. Alright. This looks good. This looks nice. Let's do a win, please. Keep 7. Have a Cursebound Witch. Get back in your box, Spider. Stop creeping out from behind my head. Mono white. Ah, it's soldiers. Just what we want for the end. Yeah, we do want to play this, I think. Don't want to give them any extra damage that we don't need to, and they probably don't want to try. Okay. Okay. Borrowed time. Big borrowed time soldiers deck. That's good. That's nice. We'll have some of that. No. Then this becomes a good blocker. What? Sanctify? What is this madness? What is going on? These aren't soldiers deck cards. Do we get our Elas back? I reckon we do. Did they have a counter then? It would be pretty bad if they did. In fact, do we even want Elas? Should we just get rid of this? I got a horrible feeling we're being countered. No, not a counter. Something even worse. They're dodging my boy. Okay, that could have gone better. Well, shit. We definitely don't want that. Yeah, flyer. Okay, this has flash, so... But it will just be a 1/1. God, this has had some unexpected twists and turns in it, this deck. Good job, opponent. We like to be kept guessing a little bit. Spectrum Sentinel as well. This is basically every weird soldier's card. So we could... Is this going to resolve? Please don't have a counter. Thank goodness. Okay, then we can bring back this thing. And it's a road. Wonderful. Oh, this is a big deck. This is yeah. This is quite painful. Faithbound Judge. Ah. Yeah. I mean, that is a soldier as well. Okay. Okay. I don't want to lose the area list, but I don't really have a choice. Yeah. Should we attack with this? But then if this flips, are we just going to die to it? I'm not sure. way it doesn't die. This can't attack me yet. Platoon dispenser. What are you doing to me, opponent? So this, at the beginning of your upkeep, if it has 2 or fewer, put one on it. Okay, so we've got one more turn of this not attacking me. Do we do this? Or do we do this? So hold on, we can attack with this. Although no, we can't. Well, yeah, I suppose we can if we have a blocker, which we will. I think we're going to do this. Because we need to pressure as well. We can't just sit back all day, all night. They're letting it through. So do we play this? Yeah, I think we do. They still can't attack, right? If they have like a proliferate, can you imagine? I'll just die. Seek a non-land card. If that's a 1-drop and then this starts spitting out tokens. That's a bit brutal, isn't it? It doesn't even get the trigger because it died. Warrior. I mean, yeah. Can't stop that. At least they have to block with their judge now. That could be handy. So let's force the judge to die. Then do we do this and Brushstroke for 2 blockers? My worry about this is that it's not, if they've got a removal. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Okay, because then we can, yeah, we've got some redundancy. Rescue Retriever. What does this do? 1/1 on each other soldier. Prevent damage that will be dealt to attacking soldiers you control. Oof. Oof. I thought we were going to lose this mad soldiers pile. Oh. This is too much today. Okay, stats time. Here they are. This side. Statistics for the deck. I wanted to prove that we could make good decks, and with this deck, I have managed to go 15-2 in 2 hours, 88% win rate. More importantly, look, 100% on the draw. Look, there's no deck type that we don't win against reliably. This one I don't count that as enough games against. We did lose once against mono red and once against white red white. But hey, if this deck isn't good, if you guys managed to go and take this deck and lose 10 out of 10, I can't help you. I literally can't help you. This is a big enough sample size that this is a winning deck. If you want a winning deck, here's your winning deck. Go and play this and you will climb. Look at the angle on this graph. Just here, damn it, this here. Look at this. This is an angle and a half. We are climbing. This is a good deck. I might even just see how many games we have to play to get this all the way up to Mythic this season. Anyway, I think we've proven our point. Now we can go back to making all the fun and crap decks that we like. Thank you very, very much for watching. This was a great fun deck to play. There's some really interesting and fun games in this video, especially the mono blue ones. So I really do. I'm only sort of messing about when I say about the comments. I do appreciate any and all comments in my videos. I can take abuse. I can take some sticks. So don't worry about that. Please do continue to comment. Please do continue to watch my videos. It does make me happy, and who doesn't want to be happy? Thank you very, 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 very much for watching to the end if you managed to get here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.